Welcome back, my friends, to TFT Hyperroll with Autarch, and there should be, if I've posted this at the right time, 10 days left in this patch. I have no clue what's coming in the patch because as of this recording, there's only minor changes on the PBE, so you have 10 days left for sure to abuse this comp. And we should all know exactly what comp I'm talking about. This is going to be a slightly different take on it with a different carry, but yeah, it's Rapid Fire Guardians. And if you haven't seen any of the videos on it, then you probably haven't checked out this channel at all, because it's like every other video at this point. This game started with 3-cost champion, gave me a Nico, then another one in the NPC round, so I was pretty set in my mind of going Guardians just because it's a pretty good Guardian. I was leaning towards Cut Above until I saw Frequent Flyer, which would only be bested by return on investment, but getting a 1-cost roll is pretty much like getting a prismatic ticket, so I like having it. Notice I'm going to pass on the Punk Jinx. I don't like taking the Punk trait. I'd rather have Rapid Fire, even if that means not getting a Rapid Fire Jinx and playing it the way I normally do. With no carry, I expect to get absolutely quickly squashed here, which is exactly what's going to happen. That Urgot was going to just wreak havoc anyway, and the Hecarim came in just to rub salt in the wound. Now this second round is essentially a throw as well, as I'm locked for my headliner, which is going to be Senna, which can work for a variety of reasons that we'll get through as the video goes on, but it kind of sucks to lose early with this comp because it's generally stronger early than it is late. Item-wise, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the bow with the hopes of getting to a Rageblade. I already have the making of a Spear of Shojin, and that's going to go directly onto Senna. Remember, she is AP-based, and her ult does a decent amount of damage and will hit multiple people. So the way it works, getting a Spear of Shojin will be very good for doing additional damage, especially if she's casting fast. We will go ahead and jump to the second augment, and it's a real easy choice for me, team building, because I want to get to the gold 3-star Senna if I can, and having champion duplicators is going to be key. I decide to put in Pantheon just so I can get a little more power, and then give Senna a jeweled gauntlet before the Rageblade, just so her spells can do more damage. I found it fairly easy to 3-star Senna simply because she's not used in that many builds and very rarely taken to 3 stars even in the builds that she's used. So you might have a couple of people with a 2-star, but there'll still be enough Sennas to go around. Now we're following the same general pattern as the other Rapid Fire Guardian build. I focused mostly on the Guardians first. I've only brought in Jinx because she's going to get additional damage with each roll, and our rolls are only costing 1 now, so it's helpful to have her in just for the additional damage. Item-wise, I was hoping for a needlessly large rod, but it's not there. I'm going to go ahead and take another bow in the hopes that we can get either a second needlessly large rod, 2 of them to get 2 Rageblades, or sparring gloves so I can get a last Whisperer onto either Caitlyn or Jinx depending on who's in at the time. As for auto attacks, Senna is the weakest of all the rapid fires. She's much weaker than Aphelios, but the AoE of her ult makes up for it because she will take out entire groups of champions, and that's going to be key, especially as there's less room on the board later in the game. And it is time for our third and final augment. Nothing here really exciting. We're going to go ahead and roll. I see new recruit. Now, I should have rolled everything just to see if there was a golden egg, but I decided, whatever, I'll just take a new recruit because it's going to give me everything I need, including an additional champion duplicator, which I didn't need because I was able to get the additional Senna. So I have my 2 lower champion duplicators that I can use. I've also picked up an Echo because my plan is to try to bring in more true damage and take advantage of Senna's secondary trait. And we run into a Rapid Fire Guardian team that's not really set up all that well. You want those Guardians right up front in a line. It would have avoided Senna being able to do what she does here because they end up grouping, and that allows her ult to take out multiple at the same time and allows us to close in on their gold 3-star Jinx and win that round. This is our final component. It is a no-brainer. I want the Rageblade on Senna so she is attacking faster. Then we're still using Amumu as our main center point of the Guardians. His ult is going to be fantastic. We found an early Lucian, so we can put him in instead of Caitlyn for now. And I still like to go to the 6 Guardians as soon as possible. That's my first priority before anything else. I've now also 2-starred my Caitlyn, so we may be saying goodbye to Jinx in this match since we don't need her for the lower cost roles. So we say goodbye to Jinx, hello to Caitlyn, and we'll go ahead and get a static Shiv. That will reduce the magic resist on the opposing team, and since our main carry is laying down magic damage, reducing magic resist is going to be key. What I'm also doing now is looking to pick up 2 more true damage in order to finish out this build so I can get up to the 4 true damage and give Senna an additional damage boost, because that will go from, I believe it's 15 up to 30% damage boost, which will help her finish out this match. And I still want to make sure I have some AD going on, so I decide to go ahead and get Guard Breaker for Caitlyn. And while normally I would be looking to replace Kennen in this build if I could find a Yorick, now it would be Taric coming out if I could find a Yorick, because Kennen is also true damage. And of course, Rapid Fire Guardian meet Rapid Fire Guardian. They now have their champions spread out a little bit more, which doesn't allow Senna to land her ult so that it takes out multiples. That enables them to hold on, and with a 2-star Lucian, we lose that round. But it is enough to bring both of us into the top 4, and we'll go ahead and just grab that Rageblade and put it on Lucian. We're also waiting for the next round when we can get Qiyana in. That will be in 10, not now in 9. One of the advantages that Senna will have over KDA teams, which is what this is, a Spellweaver Annie KDA team, is they're forced to stick with their positioning. So they are ending up in clumps, which just plays right into what Senna is strongest at, and she's able to take them out and rule the damage charts. And we're up to our final item choices. We definitely want to get an item on Qiyana because she can give us additional items down the line. Blue buff isn't terrible because she has a fairly low mana threshold. We'll also go ahead and mirror the other team and put that Titan's Resolve on Lucian, since we took him up to 2 stars with our champion duplicator, and then we're lucky enough to find the 2-star Qiyana. Time to face off against the other Rapid Fire Guardian team, and lest you question it, 2 of us made it into the top 4. It's a really strong build and fairly consistent. The worst I think I ever get with it is 5th, and then you're only losing 20, so if you want to climb, yeah, we'll do a couple of more of these before the next patch just to try to get y'all into hyper. Now, you're often met with interesting temptations at this point. See that Qiyana? We have a 2-star and another one on the bench. We could go for the gold 3-star Qiyana and just close this out. But I would want that to be a greater champion duplicator. If it was, I probably would have taken that risk. Otherwise, I'll just stick with what I have because it's been carrying me this far. The Spellweaver Annie team still sort of has the same problems that KDA teams have, especially facing a team like this. Senna is going to be able to wreak havoc simply because they are forced to clump, and as you can see, when they clump, she takes over and it's GG for everyone. So I'm not sure if I've said this enough times, but if you want to climb, Rapid Fire Guardians. Hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, have an absolutely awesome day.